Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marajo, my name's Kate Duggan, and I'm going to tell you today how Rwandans have inspired us to live life to the fullest and really appreciate everything. They have come full circle. So, what you just witnessed here was a village church service in Rwanda led by young Rwandans within the community. The genocide destroyed Rwanda 21 years ago in 1994. It was a brutal, brutal, brutal act of genocide. It completely almost wiped out an entire tribe of people. It's rebel-free now, so they're moving in the right direction. It's recovered tremendously since 1994, and there's no longer any rebels or extremists there. The shifts in positive government have really helped with the turnaround. And the faith within the communities, which you just witnessed, is really, really what's uplifting the country. The Republic of Rwanda defines genocide as it is never spontaneous, it is an intentional act of multiple murders aimed at destroying the presence of the victim group. United Human Rights Council population is made up of 7 million in 1994. They say that the Hutu population was 85%, the Tutsi was 14%, and 1% was made up of the Twa tribe. Unfortunately, the Hutus blame the Tutsis for social, economic, and political pressures. The government was extremely corrupt. So how the genocide began was the Hutus were brainwashed that this was all the Tutsis' fault, and were convinced that they needed to wipe out the entire Tutsi population. So what started happening was you were slaughtering your neighbor. It was either kill or be killed. The Hutus extremists were very brutal to Hutus themselves and Tutsis. It was ended when the Tutsi-dominated rebel group, the RPF, who is actually now in charge of Rwanda, and the UN pushed rebels and extremists out into Zaire, which is currently known as Congo. And unfortunately, it's still going on in Congo. But Paul Kagame is who took over and who's trying to lead the country into a brighter future. They were overwhelmed, however, with trials from the genocide crimes. There was just so many people to go through to charge with all of these things and bring justice. But the death penalty was banned in Rwanda in 2007, so they were looking at a more morally sound way to bring justice for the community. The Human Rights Watch explains that justice was served and through community-based government known as Gakaka. This ended trials in 2012. Gakaka was originally used for minor disputes in the community, but it was intended to ensure justice through reconciliation, strengthening, and truthfulness. So it really brought communities together and showed light on the situation, if you will. It really brought truthfulness and helped explain what was going on in the minds of the people that were committing these crimes, and allowed people to forgive each other and move forward hand in hand. The government's also doing numerous things to help people feel safer. The citizens are no longer required to carry ID cards that will justify who is what, so it won't say you're a Hutu or a Tutsi or a Twa. It keeps citizens equal and allows them to feel free and safe. They've definitely come full circle. I actually had the opportunity in 2012 to visit Kigali, Rwanda, and went to a genocide memorial. This memorial was held at a church where a bunch of people, Tutsis specifically, were left to die, and I met the woman there that actually maintains the memorial and keeps it clean and lives there. So this woman, I'm talking to her and engaging with her, and she was just so happy and uplifting. And they keep the memorial exactly the way that it was because it's sacred to them. And she said that living there and being there was her way of honoring the family and her way of giving back for what happened at the genocide and being with them. I just think it's so amazing that somebody like that can actually move forward and embrace their family by being at their memorial site. This woman hid under her brother for 3 days and then escaped through a window to find help. It was just an amazing story to me, and it was very uplifting, and it just showed the faith that the community had. I went to another service like the one that you saw earlier, and I met a woman there, and she was sitting next to me, and we were singing. Well, I was not singing, I don't know Kenyan Rwandan, but they were singing in Kenyan Rwandan, and the woman was crying. And I looked over at her, and I was speaking with her, and I asked her why she was crying, and she said to me, you know, God is with us, and He's protecting us, so I'm not scared. And to me, that's amazing. She overcame so many things. The absence of violence, the changes in government, and the belief among Rwandans has the country looking up. It's really taking a turn in the right direction. So muraho, meaning hello and goodbye. Thank you. Now you can show everybody again.
We're all still here.
You're gonna be upside down.